This afternoon's Mini Professional Development Institute. Our session is going to focus on the OSSE DC ReEngagement Center and how this creative and innovative and high energy team are working with youth and young adults throughout the District of Columbia to get back on track and to be able to pursue their education and training goals and pursue their desired career path. My name is Michelle Johnson. I'm the State Director of Adult and Family Education. Also co-hosting this afternoon's PD session is Dr. Heather Bruce from the University of the District of Columbia. Dr. Bruce, can you welcome everyone as well?
Yes, I am Heather Bruce at the University of the District of Columbia. As Michelle said, on behalf of the university, I wanted to welcome you and to thank you for your participation and your contributions. We have been through an exciting 3 days with a lot of powerful, useful, resourceful presentations, and we are excitedly looking forward to your closeout this afternoon. Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you all again. And Veronica and team, I'll leave it to you all to introduce everyone that'll be presenting today. So thank you again, REEC team.
All right, thank you for the introduction. Can we go ahead and put this slide on? And we'll
Yes,
introduce ourselves as we move through the PD.
sure. Just share your screen.
So, Mr. Roger Kirby. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, so first off, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate the fact that you're here. Hopefully, you got to have a wonderful lunch and you're ready to sit back and listen about real time, real people, real responses, the DC Reengagement Center's virtual outreach platform. Right. My name is Greg Palmer, and I am one of the reengagement specialists, and I'm here to say welcome. All right. A couple of housekeeping rules before we get started. Please, please, please ensure that your your audio is on mute and that your camera is off as well, right? There will be a portion where we would like you to put your camera on to interact with us. But when we get to that point, I'll let you know, okay? But until then, please go ahead and keep it off. We have you here for an hour, and we have a lot to move forward with. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go into the next slide. So purpose of this. So COVID-19 has highlighted our need to become more intentional towards being innovative in the ways we connect with our students, we remove barriers for them, and also keep them engaged, right? These are our top priorities for our team. All right, this is something that the Reengagement Center is always thinking about and trying to find out different ways to tackle them. One of the directions that we identified was ensuring that we had a strong virtual platform, right? And this is where the Rec Live had came from, and this is why Rec Live is our first virtual outreach, right? So we would like to share some of the information that we've learned. What did we learn about in creating an engaging student-focused virtual platform that's trying to meet as many needs that our students have as possible, right? I mentioned it earlier this morning that we're trying to meet those physiological, social, emotional, and social economic needs through this platform, right? And it's great that's what this PD is about, because that is what Rec Live is about as well, right? So how will we share this information with you? Let's go to the next slide and show you. All right, so it's twofold, right? So first, we're going to have a conversation with our executive producer, Mr. Lafayette Dublin, right, to share information about the inception of Rec Live. What was the goals initially, and if those things have changed at all, right? Also, what are some of the things that he's learned through this journey of creating Rec Live, and and also what does this platform possibly grow into, right? After we're done with that conversation, we want to do something a little different, right? DC Reengagement Center is about the engagement. It's in our name, right? We're about the connection with students and possibly showing you what that's like, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to show you how we created an engaging platform for our students, right? If you're in communication with us, you know that there's going to be an opportunity for us to share our students' voice, because that's important for us as well. We need to make sure our students get their voice out there and be heard, as well as having one of our partners come and join and share his experience with Rec Live as well, because Mr. Ronald Sykes from the KBEC group is with us every Friday at 3 o'clock. With the rest of our students, right? So we want to have his voice be shared as well. While we're doing this, I would like the audience to be actively listening, because there will be a portion where I would like to talk to you and get some information with you. What are you seeing? What needs are you seeing being met by the activities that you're observing? Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and get into talking to Mr. Dublin. Let's go ahead and take the slides down. We'll get to that last, but let's go ahead and unshare the screen. Boom. Mr. Dublin, where you at? Come on up. Open up that screen.
How you doing? Hello,
Good.
Mr. Paul.
There you go. There you go. How you doing today, sir?
Not too bad. Your screen is black, by the way. I don't know if you know that, or is it
No,
mine?
I did not know that.
It's just I can hear you, but you can go ahead. I mean, I can't see you. I don't know if it's black.
Is that better?
I can't see you at all. It's completely black. I don't know if it's just me, but go ahead. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I apologize. I have I have my phone on with the camera on and my laptop. I don't understand why, but hey, we're gonna be flexible and keep it moving, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So to pick your brain, let's get to it. This was an initiative that was put on your plate and asked you to lead lead what this platform was going to look like, right? So could you share with us what are some of the goals that you were trying to use this platform to answer, and if those goals have evolved at all?
So yeah, a combination of both. So when we started, our director had challenged us. This is when COVID first hit, and we all had to turn into what is called the new norm now and go home and figure things out from a different lens. Our director challenged us, Miss Simmons, challenged us to basically think outside the box and come up with an initiative during these times that would keep our youth engaged and connected to us during the pandemic. Also during this time, we had BLM things going on, and tensions were high in DC, and we knew that if it was a lot for us to deal with, we knew it would be especially difficult for the youth who has limited resources to deal with that, who have limited resources. So at the time we came up with what's called DC Rec Live, which is our initiative where every Friday we thought to bring them together once a week, where we would get the youth on and allow them to vent, have discussions, open up, kind of be like a safe space for them to share personal or just information, things that they might not have anyone else to talk about. And we would all be there to listen to them and bounce ideas off of them and feedback. And it started there. And it ended up becoming much more as we evolved into resource sharing, where we give out resources where they can find shelter, food, get COVID tests. We also have reached out and have guest speakers. We've had individuals that speak on mental health awareness. We've had other partner agencies, LEAs and so forth and so on come on to the actual platform, and we've shared information with them as well. So it started as on a smaller scale, a way to keep the youth engaged while still completing, the academic portion of it, where all these individuals are still trying to ascertain a high school diploma or GED.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So starting off with the engagement, but it's grown into so much more than just engagement and just school. It's about those additional connections and resources that's being given out as well. So that's amazing. How are you identifying that you are meeting these goals? Is there anything specific that you're looking at?
Well, one of a few things. Remember, the goal is to make sure that the youth, we still have the academic progression and that they still complete the assignments and so on and so forth. And what better way to do that than to stay on them when they're on the show every week to make sure that they're completing the assignments. And if they need help So what essentially is it boils down to numbers. Numbers don't lie. What we do is our first Rec Live show, we might have had, and I'm not lying, 4 or 5 kids. That's it. Out of all the youth that we see, we only had like 4 or 5 on. So we had to go back to the drawing board and figure out how we could get more on. As we started to reach out, we ended up getting more individuals on. And as those numbers grew, we knew that, okay, well, we have to be doing something right here because they continuously keep coming back. That is because if they didn't like the show, they wouldn't come back. And you're talking about holding youth's attention, young adults between 16 to 24 on a Friday at 3 p.m., which when it's nice outside, they could be doing anything. But we've gotten up to 30 plus participants, each and every Friday as we go along. So it has continued to grow. So we knew we were doing well by the numbers. We also have our annual customer satisfaction survey, which we do annually every year, which I'm going to have one of my partners drop it into the chat. And if you all please could take a couple minutes to complete the survey. Typically it's for anybody that we've touched bases with within the last year. We asked them to complete it for us to see how we've been doing and what changes need to be made, if any at all. And we're going to drop it in chat. If you all can take a couple minutes just to fill that out, we'd be greatly appreciated. So what we do is we have the youth fill out the survey as well. And on that, they're able to tell us how they feel about certain things, likes, dislikes, if any changes need to be made. And it's totally confidential. And we go back and we take a look at that, and it lets us know what we need to do to continue to stay at the top or strive for excellence as we've been trying to do.
Right. So everybody, please go ahead, look in your chat, click on that link, open it up in a new tab, but come on right back. You can answer that after you're done with the PD today, but make sure you have that up and don't forget about it. And one of the things I do like about the survey that we're giving to our students and our partners is a portion that focuses on COVID. Like, what did we do during COVID? So not just throughout this year. So yes, it's about everything this year, but it's also a portion that this focuses on what we did right now, which helps us have some insight, So this has been a journey. This has been a journey that of starting off and having those initial goals and growing as we've continued. Is there anything that you would like to share with anyone that's out there that might be thinking about creating a virtual platform that is engaging and student focused?
Well, one of a few things. I think you have to be patient. It is not an overnight thing. Rome wasn't built in one day, and neither was DC Rec Live. I mean, it takes some time to get it to where we want it to be. And I think now, after months of practice and having live, we're consistent with what we're doing, and we like the direction in which it's headed. It is a process. It is something that can be shared, meaning, we are part of, we have used outsourced with other programs to get individuals on, like the K-BEC group is a part of it. We've used our TLC, which is the Learning Circle members, which one of my partners coworkers will speak about a little later. But it is one of those things to where you have to have a team. It is not done by yourself. That's the biggest part of this is you have to have a team, and a team that's willing to work. Our outreach team is outstanding. I'll give you an example. I was the host. I originally started off with me being the host. It has now turned over to Dietrich Trent, one of our outreach specialists, being a host, and Miss Dana Simpson, who was in place for him today. Outreach team does a great job because you have to stay on the youth to keep them on. And don't be afraid to try different things and incentivize them. We have a spin the wheel at times where we'll give them like a cash app or for a couple dollars or something like that for them to spend on whatever it is they want to do, just to keep them on and keep them engaged as they continue to come back. And we know times are tough. So I think around Thanksgiving, we paid for like 3 Thanksgiving dinners. And we put their name on the wheel, and just because they completed whatever assignment we had online and turned it into us, we did it. I mean, it is real talk, real time, real responses. I mean, that is our whole thing with this. So we try to get everything done in real time while we're on there. And as long as they do what we ask them to do, sky's the limit. And we've been pretty successful with that.
Agreed. So all this sounds amazing. And it sounds like there's some possibilities of growth with this, right? So just off the top of your head, are there any things that you see possibly coming from stemming out of this type of platform?
Well, we love YouTube channel, a podcast. That's where we like to go, just so we can reach a larger. So that would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah. So I love the podcast. I think that's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for that. So thank you, Mr. Dublin. I appreciate you taking the time and letting us just pick your brain for a second. Before I hand you the reins, I just want to talk to the audience again. Remember, I said that I would like you to be actively listening as we move through, because there will be a portion that I'm able to stop the show. I got this magic remote, and I'm able to pause the show so I can talk to you all, right? I want to know, what is it that you're observing, right? How are you connecting dots from what you are observing to the needs that are being met, right? Remember, we're here to talk about the physiological, the socio-emotional, and the social-economic. So we want you to understand, we are being authentically intentional, right? And hopefully it comes across, and we want you to be able to share what you're observing, whether that's coming on, turning your camera and speaking that out, or putting it in the chat, right? But again, that time will come, and I'll let you know when it's that time, because I have the magic remote. I'm in control, right? But until then, Mr. Dublin, spotlight's yours. I step back.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you all for being here. We like to invite you to our 50th edition, so to speak, of DC Rec Live, where we are real time, real people, real responses all the time, each and every Friday. And now I'm gonna turn it over to the queen of the scene, Miss Dana Simpson in the studio. Take us away.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to another session of Rec Live, where we come to you in real time with real people and real responses. Of course, this is going to be one of our last Rec Lives before the end of the year, so we're glad that all of you joined us. Thank you so much to all of our clients that have attempted to join us today, but we're having technical difficulties, but have hit me up via text message. I'm going to have something special for you guys on this Friday's Rec Live. So now, to see who has actually joined us today, I'm going to turn it over to our Neo within our Matrix, Mr. Brian Diaz.
All right, thank you, Dana. Appreciate that. I think something's going on. There it goes. Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you. So, welcome everyone once again to DC Rec Live. As you all know, as Dana mentioned, so in order for us to get you on that spinning wheel, we gotta know who's on the line, right? So, just so our clients and our visitors can know who's on the line, we're gonna start with staff. Is our director Veronica Simmons on the line? Because I know she has a director's minute coming up, and she usually shares some really good words.
Keep going.
All right, and we usually have word on the street with our deputy director, and I'm really interested in finding out what the streets are saying this time. Rod, are you here? All right, so and usually, I heard you, I got you. We're looking forward to that word on the street, and we have our good host for today, who usually is able to talk and help our youth facilitate and find out the life that they want. So we're definitely looking forward to the life that I want, led by our great colleague and PD host today, Gregory Palmer. Bam. I think we have our support staff as well too. Joseph Reeves, are you here, Joseph? All right, and then I know we have Dublin, as you all heard him talk about DC Rec Live, who is our executive producer and the man who makes the magic behind the scene works. So thank you for coming on, Mr. Dublin. And we definitely want to highlight some of our partners in youth, right? So I think Larry was having some troubles getting in, but we still gonna acknowledge Larry because he's with us. And we have our great partner, Mr. Sykes from Quebec, who's gonna be sharing with us, and Miss Gibson, if I'm correct, she's here. So welcome, Miss Gibson, if you're here. The DC Rec team thanks you.
There you go.
Yay! So thank you all. That was roll call. Just remember that staying engaged and being on time is important, because towards the end we have a little surprise for y'all.
All right, thank you so much, Diaz, for giving us our roll call. Again, the entire rec team, from the engine to the caboose, joins our clients every Friday for Rec Live in these sessions. I also want to make sure that we give a shout out to the host with the most in his absence. I am filling in for Mr. Dietrich Trent. We wish him well and that he gets better soon. And now, the person who keeps us in the know, I'm going to turn it over to Joseph for our resources.
Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, my name is Joseph. My pronouns are they, them, and I am here with your resource and your health tip of the week. So resource, just want to remind everybody that this Saturday, so that's December the 19th, 2020, from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Union Temple Baptist Church, right off the Anacostia Metro Station, there's going to be a mutual aid pop-up where it's going to be a holiday food and clothing drive. So once again, that's going to be this Saturday. It is going to be from 12 to 2, and it is going to be at the Union Temple Baptist Church over in the Anacostia section of Southeast Washington, D.C. So it's going to be free. It's going to be free clothing, free food, maybe some free gifts for folks that need to get those last minute Christmas things together. And after I finish with my resources and my health tip, I will put that flyer in the chat. And then, of course, Miss Dana will be sure to send that resource to you in her email that she always sends out at the end of our DC Rec Lives. And then finally, as always, as we are still very much so in COVID, just want to remind you all to maintain your social distancing. When you're going out, wear those masks. And if you can, take advantage of the free testing, the free walk-up testing that is available throughout the various points of the District of Columbia. And you can always go to coronavirus.dc.gov to stay on top of where we are as far as COVID-19 here in the district. Once again, that's coronavirus.dc.gov, and I will be putting that address in the chat as well. Throwing it back to you in the studio, Dana.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph, for always keeping us in the know. For those of you who don't know, Joseph comes to us from one of our wonderful partners at the Department of Health, delivering us those health benefits and tips every week, as well as our resources. And now for one of our favorite parts, our Deputy Director is going to bring us the word on the street. Rod, are you with us?
Of course I'm here. You know, I always got my ear to the street trying to see what's going on.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to hear.
See what's going on, see what's going on. So, you know, something's been puzzling me. And I keep hearing, you know, you can't have this and have a real job, and you can't have that and have a real job. So what we're talking about today is tattoos and body piercings. Now, a lot of people say you get tattoos and body piercings and you won't get this job, you won't be great, you won't be successful. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. But then some people say it's the way that they express themselves. So I just want our clients and our family to tell me, what is it? What is it? Is it an expression? Is it going to hinder you? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. I need to know.
I see we got Jennifer there. I know she has something to say.
Yes, if any of our clients on the line, feel free to unmute yourself like you do each and every Friday, and let us know what you feel about that word on the street.
No, it should be nothing wrong with tattoos.
You better preach it. Tell it again. Tell it again. 'Cause I had so much good jobs, so many good jobs. Oh, and I left them on good terms, by the way. I had piercings, and even if I had to take it out, I put something in there. But they still could see the tattoos. As you can see, you can't hide all of this. I got tattoos everywhere. But that doesn't stop who I am as a person. I still have great customer service and everything else. So I don't know why they're, making us try to change. No, it's already here. This is permanent. It's permanent. No, it's just a person.
I love it. I love it. And see, and there's your word on the street. Y'all inform me. Y'all let me know it's okay to be successful and have body art. And that's what we're going to refer to it as body art, because it's the way that you express yourself. You know what? That's all I got for you on Word on the Street. It's back to you, Queen and the Scene.
And I think I'm going to pause right there. Let's see if it... All right. So this is what I would like to hear from you all that's watching. All right, some of the partners. What have you seen so far? What needs are being met by what you've observed, right? What are the dots that you connect that allowed you to say that? If you want to jump out and share your opinion, go ahead and jump out, and you can turn your camera on if you would like to, or you could put it in the chat and Mr. Brian Diaz will be able to read them out to me. All right. So what are your thoughts? What are you seeing that's being taken care of?
You put stuff in the chat.
What you mean by the question you just asked?
Yeah.
So, all right. So okay. So like I said, then these are for more of the partners that's on, and not so much of our clients and our students, right? So y'all be okay. It's all right for you all to sit back and listen for this one. I would like to hear from some of our partners. What do they think? But thank you for joining in. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Your willingness.
Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. Just it's okay, Ms. Reed. Just pause for a second. So,
Okay.
Mr. Diaz, do we have anything in the chat?
We don't have no direct questions. We do have someone who would like to know what they can do to support us, and that's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. But we have no questions in the chat at this moment.
Okay, so like I'll go over what we're trying to cover and the needs that we're trying to be met, and so that people can kind of see what's going on. And I'll give them another chance later on. So from the top to the bottom, there are needs that we're trying to address. From the welcome and the roll call, making sure that we're talking to each person as they come in, acknowledging them, ensuring that they know that they're seen. This is working with the social emotional. This is working with that heart. This is ensuring that they know that we are observing. We know their situations and we're looking for them. And if they're not around, we notice. We notice and they're missed, right? So that when they do come next time, we can reach out. Hey, what was going on? Or we can reach out offline and say, hey, how come you weren't there, right? Because we want them to understand that we do care and that they do matter, right? We can go further to the health tips of the day, right? And the resources that were given out by Joseph Reeves. We're trying to talk about the physiology, right? Like the body. How do I get COVID tested? How do I make sure I have resources so the body is okay, right? We also talk about with the word on the street. That's an opportunity for our students' voices to be heard as well, for them to be empowered, for them to practice talking in front of people, because those skills are going to be traveling with them for the rest of their life as well, right? So again, we're intentional. Everything that we're doing is intentional, right? So hopefully that gave you a kind of a framework of what I was looking for. We're going to continue with the show, and I'm going to give you another opportunity to answer and jump in, and you tell me, what is it that you're seeing? So let's unpause it because I got the remote. Unpause, and let's see if we can bring the show back.
Thank you so much, Rod, for giving us that word on the street. I love how you brought together and tied in the whole tattoo piece. Jennifer and Charlize, thank you for coming through with your comments. It's so important that you be able to express yourself, whether it's through piercings or tattoos. As you know, the ReEngagement Center, when our doors were open, we prided ourselves in being a safe space where you could express yourself, and we also providing that safe space on Rec Lab. So now, moving right along, now that you've gotten the word on the street, like I said, you've heard of the New York Minute. Well, we have our Director's Minute brought to you by Lady V.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be online with us. You know, we love having you with us. We love sharing this time with you. Every time we have you is very special to us. And you know how we say it at DC Rec Live, we go hard in the paint Monday through Friday and Saturday, sometimes Sunday, right? So thank you for being online with us. I want to drop a nugget with you, leave a nugget of inspiration with you today as you move forward in your journey toward success. Quote from Oprah Winfrey. Oprah says the key to realizing a dream is to focus not on success, but on significance. And then even the small steps and little victories along your path will take on greater meaning. So in this moment, you know, as you're moving through things and sometimes they feel a little hard, you feel like you may experience some of the struggle, right? The struggle is real. It does get real sometimes. I want you to take a moment to celebrate each milestone, right? Each small step, each accomplishment as a win, right? So even though the goal may look large, every time you make an accomplishment and you're like, yes, I got up on time today. Yes, I turned in my homework today. Yes, I'm ready for tomorrow, right? Like, check it off, right? And say, yeah, I did that. I'm ready, right? So Robert Frost also says the best way out is always through, right? So every storm must pass. Even when things get rough, call DC Rep, right? And we'll give you a pep talk, and we'll give you a hard push, right? And we'll give you some tough love, and we'll help you work your way through towards your own success and picture and dream of what that will look like for you in your life. Thank you. Back to you, Dana.
Thank you so much, Lady V, for that director's minute. For all of you that are on the line, just so you know, when you go through those rough patches in life, those storms, the REC team is here to go through that with you and provide you with the resources that you need to overcome. And one of those resources that we provide is knowing that, yeah, we make best fit placements every day for our clients, but we also know that education and employment go hand in hand. So when it comes to completing your education and moving on to the next point in your life, who better to help you achieve the life that you want other than Mr. Greg, head of PCPP? I'll turn it over to you, Greg.
Thank you, Ms. Dana. Thank you. So the life I want, basically that coincides exactly with what Ms. Simmons said, using that Oprah Winfrey quote, right? It's about those significant small steps, right? So every time we talk about the life I want, that's what we're talking about, those significant small steps that we are taking to create it, right? So we've already been on Career Coach DC. We've taken our assessments. We figure out what our interests are and already identify some of those careers that connect to us, right? The last time we were on here, our assignment was to go onto virtual job shadow, right? And start looking up some of those careers and seeing, is that something that we're really interested in, right? Those of you that are still looking on virtual job shadow, I want you to focus on what's happening, what's coming up next year, basically, right? 2021 is going to be some growing areas because the world is kind of changing around, right? And there's going to be certain career fields that are going to be blossoming faster than others, right? So for those of us that are in that social framework, please be looking out for healthcare positions that you can look up in virtual job shadow, because we have definitely seen that there's some disparities in the healthcare system right now, and we need some people out in our areas that have the education and the need and the want and the passion to come and help our community out in that healthcare fields. Outside's hopefully going to be opening up as well. So if you are social, start looking about those hospitality opportunities, right? It's not open right now, but we want to make sure we have this, all the education we need already taken care of, so that when those doors open, we already walking through, right? So there's a bunch of opportunities out there, especially if you're into IT or anything that's investigative, because we need to interpret all the information that we learned about what happened during the pandemic. But look into that stuff, see what jogs your interest, and if you need any help, make sure you reach out. All right. This has been the life you want. Back to you, Ms. Dana.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg, for how we can achieve the life that we want. I think I enjoy completing your activities as much as the youth do, you know, from the 60 question survey, you know, on Career Explorer. It's really something that we're doing, pushing our youth forward to make sure that they step into their destiny. And now I'm going to introduce you to some of our students. As you can see, some of them came online just ready to answer questions that were intended for, you know, our partners. But at this time, I'm going to ask our clients that are on the line to turn on your cameras and your mics, because I do have some questions for you. That includes you, Mr. Sykes, our wonderful partner from KBEC.
All right, here I go.
All right. So our first question, to really get into what the experience is like on REC Live and what it means to our youth, who better to speak on it than them. So Curtis, I'm gonna start off with you. Can you unmute your mic? And can you answer for us, have you ever experienced anything like Rec Live before?
Nah, not really. Not really. Like when I was committed with DYS, I had resources. Like they was helping me with job resources. So not really like on a daily basis, like calling there. Nah, not really. This is like my first time.
And Jennifer, I know that you're on the line. Can you unmute yourself? Have you ever experienced anything like Rec Live before? And if so, what were some of the similarities? And if not, what makes us different?
I was actually hoping y'all was gonna call on me next. So being in the like government program that I'm in, actually, like before this, they was just offering, oh, go apply yourself to CC prep and everything else. Like, I understand, like, they gonna be there, but no, y'all there more. Like, y'all are really there. Like, you don't understand how far y'all push students, but like, y'all don't even have to like yell at us nothing, or you need to do this now. No, y'all make us want to do the work. Y'all make us want to be here. It's like, oh, it's time for a meeting. Oh, it's time to join now, because you know they actually care, and you won't be wasting your time or feeling like, oh, what am I doing this program for? Like, some people just give up. Y'all don't even make us want to give up. Y'all just push us to do better, and y'all always tell us, oh, we're here if you need anything. Like, if y'all need help, assistance with anything at home or anything, like, y'all just show us that y'all care. And it's like more than your actual family does. So I really appreciate this, because it's not too many people that actually still care for people. To like, you know, most of them, like teachers or whatever, they be just like, oh, I want to get my money. I'm ready for my check. They don't care what you do sometimes. So, no, y'all care. Y'all don't have to be doing this, but y'all do, because y'all believe in, you know, other people. And y'all believe that we can all become successful. So, that's what
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Hearts, you make my heart smile. Y'all know I love it when y'all make my heart smile. All right, we're going to move on to our next question. Okay, Charlize, I see you already unmuted. You ready for me? What brings you back to Rec Live every Friday?
The love. No, I'm not being funny. Like y'all, y'all just get on here so happy, upbeat, positive, even with all the negative stuff going on. And like she said, y'all don't have to yell at us. Y'all treat us like adults. And it's a respect level. It's so much respect and love. Like, if I need anything, even if you didn't put some resources that I might need it on Rec Live today, I know I can hit any one of you up and still get that type of help. So it's y'all love us.
You know we do, baby. All right, and last but not least, unless one of my other babies, you know, I'm not going to shut y'all out. If y'all wanted to chime in, the last question, I know this is a treat for all of you guys. You didn't know, Mr. Sykes has joined us. For those of you who have joined Rec Live, Mr. Sykes is the workforce instructional officer for KBEC. And not only is he a part of KBEC, who is a wonderful partner, they are a Yelp-funded program who is currently enrolling for GED prep and workforce development training that leads to a certification that is inclusive of a stipend. But not only that, Mr. Sykes joins us each and every Friday along with our clients. He has only missed one Rec Live, and that's because he was on the road, and we believe in safety. So Mr. Sykes, when I called on you today, because you can call on great partners when you have that type of relationship, and I asked you, would you join us? You, without hesitation, you said sure. So this last question goes to you. Do you feel other organizations would benefit from something like this?
I thought about the question. I was like, you know what? Do I think an organization would benefit from a program like this? I say, why not? Why wouldn't it be beneficial to everybody? Why wouldn't you want to have an energetic shift in consciousness every Friday for the whole person? This is the only program that I know that offers a comprehensive approach to engage students. It's therapeutic, it's informative, it's a life enriching safe space, and it's a social space. It gives people hope. And I think I say it all the time, you got to give people hope. And every Friday, I look forward to seeing my students on the call. I look forward to seeing you guys on the call, because not only do we need to hope in our students, we need to hope in each other. We need to believe that we are partnered in this thing together. And that's what I like. I feel like I'm not alone. And these types of programs, this type of program would unify not only the other programs that you may be a part of, it also makes it comprehensive. There's no gap. There's no where I feel like I'm not cared for. I wrote this down. I said, they need to start calling it Welcome to Rec Live, where it's all love, because that's all we give is love, and people feel that love. It gives you a sense of belonging. It's like our own club, our own private game that we get to be in, but we get to be safe and COVID-free. We get to learn how to care for ourselves. We get to learn how to care for each other. And it's like the virtual credible messenger. This DC Rec Live is the example of door knocking, going to say, hey, Sakai, are you home? Hey, Larry, are you in there? Look, we care about you. You better get on this work, man. And that's what Rec Live represents. So I say to you, why wouldn't you benefit from a program like this? Why wouldn't you? This is the opportunity to take advantage of this type of program, as if it's a beta phase or whatever. This is the time to get in and make it a part of your programming. So it gives people that may not want to come out through this COVID season, or as we go through this pandemic, it gives them a place to transition back into the normalcy or some form of normalcy of life. So I am a fan of Rec Live, and I am thankful for each of you. I'm thankful for the students. I'm thankful for whoever came up with this idea. God bless you. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Sykes. If this was Rec Live, we would just go ahead and end the show with that. After we gave our love, that's just it. You drop mic. See you next Friday. Okay. All right, you guys. The only thing that could possibly follow up Mr. Sykes is Diaz, that's about to tell you about the wonderful things that we have incorporated on Rec Live for our clients. Go ahead, Diaz, and share out.
All right. Well, thank you there. Thank you, Mr. Sykes. So as we said earlier, we like to find a way to, help our youth, survive, right? It's hard out there. Some of our youth are making, what they need to survive, but sometimes they need a little bit more support. And we love to be that support for them. We do it out of the kindness of our heart, out of the generosity of our pockets. And at the end of most every DC Rec Live, we use a free web resource called Wheel of Names, and we spin a wheel for one of our clients, or depending on the amount of donations, two of our clients to be able to win a prize. So unfortunately, because this is a run, we're not going to actually be doing a spinning wheel now, but it's a great resource. We utilize that, and we actually put it up on the screen. They get to see. So they're youth being put on the Wheel of Name is a part of them being on time, present, and engaged throughout DC Rec Live. So have any one of y'all ever won the DC the wheel? Jennifer, you did? Yes, you did too? Okay. So they know what it feels like when they got that cash at, on a good Friday afternoon to enjoy their weekends, right? So we love doing that for our youth, as I said, it makes their day. So, but I'm gonna dish it back to Dana.
Thank you so much, Diaz, for sharing out on our wonderful prize wheel. It's exciting for all of us when we see those names going around the wheel. For those of you on the line, don't forget, I sent y'all out a special invitation to join us at EdFest last Saturday. And if you were able to join us, visit our booth and hit us up in the chat. There will be a special prize wheel for you on this Friday's Rec Live. All right, you guys. So that's the end of our show. As always, before we end, if no one has told you that they love you today, the rec team loves you. You can come on and mute. You can say you love you. Come on, baby.
What's up with the
Wait,
remote?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, we love you. And as soon as y'all say, look, then everyone turn your cameras off and mute your phones and enjoy the rest of our presentation. I told you we were going to give you a chance to see us at work. All right. I love you.
I'm sorry. I was like, it's in it already. No, not ready. My stuff is stuck.
Greg, you're muted. Greg, you're muted. Greg, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. So this is our opportunity to go back and try to revisit what we tried earlier, right? I would like those that are in attendance, not so much our students, but those that are in attendance, to let us know what are the needs that you're seeing being met by the activities that you just observed, and what were the dots that you connected that said, yes, this is why I say this need is being met, right? Go ahead and put it in the chat, or feel free to speak out. Or I could go again.
So, Mr. Palmer,
Yes, ma'am.
it is clearly evident that the ReEngagement Center has really been extremely mindful about the importance of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and how you are using this vehicle to meet the physiological, the socio-emotional, and the socio-economic needs of your customers. I loved Mr. Irby's what's new on the street, but I'm going to say my version would be street talk, right? And really keeping it real about what's going on with you, meeting individuals where they are, celebrating who they are, the beauty of each and every student on this webinar from the inside out, right? Because you have to look at the whole person. We are not the sum of our outer selves. We are not the sum of our inner selves, but we are the sum of the combination of the two of them, and the ability to share the very essence of who we are with other people. So I saw that your team is providing the young folks with an opportunity to just be real and just be who they are, and know that they're beautiful and that they bring gifts and talents to the table that no one can take away from them. And that's really wonderful to see. And the director's minute, extremely inspiring, really connects students, helps them to feel love and a sense of belonging. I was really blown away by how you really took the very essence of Maslow's needs. Dana talked about education and employment, working together. You embedded career coach, all of those resources. I applaud you all for taking as much time as you did take to really think this through. And I really applaud the young adults that are on this call. What a phenomenal group of young men and women. And we're so proud of you. And we trust and know that anything and everything you put your mind to, you will achieve it. And as your director stated, every single thing you do, just keeping the faith, just being hopeful, just trusting that the folks at REC are going to love on you as well as the other people that are participating in this webinar. I just want to encourage you, just know that there's a whole lot of folks in your corner. And we love you like the REC team does as well. So from me to you and everybody else on this call, we're sending you virtual hugs and kisses and lifting you up, knowing that you are going to be phenomenal men and women that are going to make a difference in the lives of so many people in the city. So keep doing what you're doing and stay on the right track. So, all right, that's what I wanted to share. So that's what I saw.
And I would 100% agree with you. Like that is our viewpoint. That's our perspective when putting all this together. It is about helping our students climb Maslow's hierarchy, right? We don't want them to just stay with needing those basic needs met. We're going to try our best to meet those basic needs and take them up until self-actualization. That's the goal. So we want to affect the body, the heart, the mind, and future opportunities for our students, right? I would want to get some more information. However, I'm looking at the time and I'm trying to respect your time as well. So I want to hurry up and allow us to get to the question portion, because I did see there were some questions that were popping up in our chat while we were going through our Rec Live, and I want to give you an opportunity to get your answers as well. However, for anybody that felt like this is a platform that interests you and you would possibly want to join, to come and share your information and share what you do with our students and provide some access for them as well, please make sure that you contact Mr. Lafayette Dublin. Could we put Dove's contact information in the chat so everyone could have that as well? And Mr. Roderick, could you go ahead and pull up the slide that takes us to the questions and answers portion, right? And while that's coming up, Mr. Diaz, can you look in the chat? Check out some of those questions, or if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask us or ask our students, since we have a good amount of them here as well, please feel free to jump in, because we got you for like 5 more minutes, and I want to use that time.
Yeah.
We were expecting a little bit more, and I apologize.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Palmer. For the sake of time, if any questions were already answered, I'm going to briefly reiterate the answer, and I'm going to pose the questions to the team that have not been answered yet. So someone asked where we're located. We are inside of 142nd Street Northeast, right over near Benning in Minnesota. And we are thankful for our partnership with the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement for letting us use some of that space to conduct the work that we do. Someone asked, do we hear from youth who were discouraged from distance learning and not logging on for school, and were we able to help them turn things around and get back on track with distance learning? So I posed that question to the team. I know for a fact that we have, and most of the needs that we've were trying to troubleshoot were needs that families across the district were facing, which was technological needs, access to the internet, access to laptops. And then we also got some other needs on the other side, right? So time management, right? Getting up on time, ensuring that, I have the space and the environmental space to be able to log in without distractions and so forth. So yes, we have heard from discouraged youth, and also from partners too, as well, too, to see how we can support. So another question is, which we kind of tackled, how are environmental factors changing how we conduct business? And I'll pose that one actually to the team. So how do you all think environmental factors have changed the way we conduct business?
Well, I'm just going to state the obvious. Winter is coming. At least that's what they said on Game of Thrones. It is here. Our response this summer, before we didn't have that, we actually did pop-ups in front of our center, because our doors have been closed since Friday, March the 13th. We conducted pop-ups where our youth could come to us for that human interaction, that positive engagement, because we know that the more opportunities that they have for that positive engagement, the less likely they are to engage in risky behavior. And during that time, we offered them pre-printed GED study guides, non-perishable food items, toiletries, to meet those basic needs. But right now, environmentally, winter is here. So if someone has a heating unit, I'm willing to pop back up.
So am I.
Thank you, Dana. A few other questions for time purposes is, are we accepting referrals? Yes, we indeed are. We recently launched a new referral form system on our website. If you visit backontrackdc.gov.com, you should be able to access that. And if that website does not work, you can definitely try backontrack.osse.dc.gov. All right. And in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see submit a referral. The requirements for referrals and to be eligible for a client are also listed on that page for anyone who might be interested in knowing that as well. And then it looks like we got a couple of comments about just how bubbly and energetic the show is, and how people love how we allow you to come as who they are and how we accept them. So we thank you for those comments and those questions. I think we do have another question. Do you have different professional speakers? Yes. So do we have different people come on? Actually, I think this might have been shared. Our good friend, our executive producer, actually had a great friend from Maryland, from the state of Maryland, who works in, I think, as an assistant prosecutor, come and talk to our youth about careers. We've had a couple other guests as well too. So we love it. I think direct alum is amazing. We have had alum come on in the past, but I think maybe dedicating some portion of that for them might be also interesting. So thank you for sharing that, Ms. Lee, and for all the other amazing words that you shared with us in the chat. So if you have any other questions, or if I did not get to your question, please leave it in the chat, and we will make sure that we respond to that. And I'm going to dish it back to to Greg to close this out.
All right, thank you, Diaz. That was excellent, excellent job. Again, before we let you go, we want to reiterate about the 2020 Partnership Customer Service Satisfaction Survey. Hopefully you already clicked it on the link that's in the chat, and you already have that tab open ready for you. But if you didn't, we're going to put it back in the chat one more time so that you have easy access to it, right? If you or your students would like to get in contact with us or just know about our social media, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All of it is at DC ReEngagement. Make sure you connect with us so you can stay on top of all the information we put out there in the universe or in the Twitterverse, right? This last slide has all of our contact information. If you need anything, any help, regardless of what it is, please reach out. We would love to contact with you, right? That's all we have. Thank you for your questions and your time. We're just coming and being able to see what is it we do and how we decided to connect with our students. Again, if you need any help, please reach out.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the ReEngagement Center and the students, the staff and the students. Oh my God, what a blessing to have you facilitate this afternoon's closeout session. We look forward to having you back again. What a powerful presentation. I just feel as if all the work that you're doing, please know that others are seeing it, that we applaud you and we celebrate what you're doing to make a difference in the lives of young folks in the District of Columbia. Thank you for being great partners to our team as well, and helping us to do the work that we need to do on this side as well. Dr. Bruce, are you still on the line? Not sure. Here she is. Okay. Well, is she? Dr. Bruce? Okay. Well, thank you again. We'll let everyone know when we will post today's recording. All the materials will be on the OSSE website. So we also have posted information from our August PD Institute, and we look forward to having the ReEngagement Center present again in the future. And we'll let you know when the dates and times of our upcoming PD Institutes in the future. Everyone have a blessed holiday season. God bless you, and thank you again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.